Good morning, everybody. And by good morning, I mean the white man is oppressing the black man incessantly and without cease. Now, this morning I woke up thinking to myself, what is racist today? Because it seems that there has been a common trend for the last, 8 years, where it seems that every other day, if not every day, we have something new in the category of racism. I mean, yesterday it was the fact that cumin likely smells like body odor when consumed and sweated out. And if you call this out, that is now racism. So body odor is racism. Then the day before that, it was the fact that if you do not want to be fat, morbidly obese, that is racism, right? This is rooted in systemic racism towards black bodies. The day before that, it was math. Before that, it was the IQ test. And before that, it was pretty much just regular old racism. You know, my race is better than yours. Therefore, I'm going to treat you different based upon your race, that sort of thing, right? But we have made this almost full circle sort of moment where even the phrase, good morning, a polite greeting that you may or may not receive from the individuals that you engage and interact with, good morning. The morning that you are experiencing may be good. I hope there is goodness in your morning. That is now racist. So let's go ahead and get educated by a strong black woman who's going to put us on game as far as how and why good morning is racist. Let's get into it.
My guy. So let's talk about where the word good morning originated from.
Let's do that.
Good morning.
Okay. Yep.
All right.
That's two words, good and morning. Okay, got that. I need to get a notebook. If I'm going to be a student, I need to make sure that I'm taking this serious. So next time.
So during slavery times, when the women used to mourn about their child being taken away and sold to a different slave master, or if one of the family members did something that resulted into them getting whipped or killed, most of these things used to happen in the evening time.
Okay.
When a child was sold off or somebody was getting whipped for something. The black women used to cry all night behind it. Not even just the women, the black people in general, all the black slaves, male or female. When something happened.
It's interesting how she said all the black slaves. Who else was on that plantation? I'm just saying, maybe she's onto something we don't know.
Happened to a family member or a close friend or anything, they used to cry all night behind it. And when the slaves used to cry about what happened all night long, the white slave masters, the oppressors, will wake up in the morning time and they'll tell the slaves, did you have a good morning? Basically, did you have a good cry out? Did you do enough crying last night? Because of what happened to their family member a day prior.
I'm sorry, there's something about those TikTok videos that have jump cuts every 17 seconds. And maybe it's just because I'm used to just ranting and going off the top of the dome or something like that. But every 3 seconds, there's like a clip in, clip out, clip in, clip out. And I'm really trying to stay tuned in here with our spiritual ashwagandha, Wakanda sister. But yeah, that's getting on me. So hold up. I got to run a little bit of this back because I might have missed a few key points. So what she is saying is essentially the slave master would take the lives of the young black men and women, and then the mothers and the other black slaves. So the non-black slaves wouldn't cry, I guess, but the black slaves would then be mourning all night. And then in the morning, the morning, right? They would say, did you have a good morning? That sounds like a crazy triple entendre type situation right there. That's some Kendrick. Good morning in the morning, and in the morning you mourn, and good morning you mourn in the morning, and at night you mourned, and then in the morning I asked you good morning. Oh, wait a minute. Damn. Continue.
Close friend or anything, they used to cry all night behind it. And when the slaves used to cry about what happened all night long, the white slave masters, the oppressors, will wake up in the morning time and they'll tell the slaves, did you have a good morning? Basically, did you have a good cry out? Did you do enough crying last night? Because of what happened?
I don't know why it feels like it's almost a threat. I don't know if it's just her energy. I don't know what it is. It feels like, did you cry last night? There's a Debo type of energy. If you know, you know. There's a Debo type of energy on this chick right here. Now, I'm not gonna lie, when I saw the natural dreadlocks and stuff, I was like, okay, do you? That's dope. I like to see that. I like to see people owning who and what they are. That's super dope to me. Unfortunately, we got the butterfly eyelashes. Blink too hard, you might fly off to Kansas or maybe back to Oz, right? But yeah, there's that energy. There's an energy about her that's, you know what I mean? Maybe that's the strong black woman. So, authority, we'll call it that.
Happened to their family member a day prior. So the white oppressors came up with good morning as a mockery towards black people during the slavery times.
During the slavery, oh Lord, I'm really trying to take this serious. During the slavery times, it's like somebody saying the olden days. That's what it feels like to me. Something is telling me this is not our best source of information. I don't know. I'm just kind of getting a gut feeling right now that she may not be exactly the sort of person that we should be taking this sort of information from. Maybe it's best to consult historians. I don't know, those who are involved in etymology, language, things of that nature. I don't know if Sister Debo over here might be the best person to consult. I'm just saying, during the slavery times,
when they used to cry and mourn and grieve over what happened to somebody when they was whipped or killed or taken off to another plantation.
Taken off.
So it was their way to make fun of the black slaves crying.
I mean, at least she's trying. She really is trying to. I'm not looking to insult her. Maybe she's a very kind-hearted person. I think she has the best intentions. I see the 444 on the neck. So, she's ashwagandha, Wakanda type of sister. Beads and, crystals, all sorts. Okay. Erykah Baduski type sister. I understand that. And I respect it. You're doing you, Again, I don't know anything about her. She seems to be trying to educate us. I just, for some reason...
That night prior. So they would ask them, did you have a good morning? Did you have a good cry? And they would laugh about it. So that was their way of being funny towards the black slaves when they would cry all night about somebody that was hung.
Okay, now I'm going to say this. I have to say this. The N-word, right? That was a known derogatory term used towards black folk in America. That's without a shadow of a doubt. That's where that came from. Well, technically Niger, you know what I mean? Like yes, it morphed, but it was used then as a slur to refer to these African-born slaves, let's say. So that word has now been transformed into being used as, how would I describe this? Term of endearment is what's oftentimes said, right? It's seen as almost a term of affection. My nigga, right? My nigga. There's a song that just literally the whole hook is my nigga. You understand me? So if you have that type of word with that type of baggage connected to it being transmuted and transformed, let's say what she's saying is actually true, then isn't that what technically happened with good morning? Because everybody uses good morning. People who do not live in the United States use good morning, even the variation of it in their own languages, right? Because we refer to a certain part of the day as the morning. And it is ironic that there's that play on words, morning as well as morning, right? But as far as the time of day morning, so it's like, I bid you good day. Good. So what about good evening or good afternoon? Why is it only the good morning? So what about good afternoon, right? What's the ties? See, the afternoon, the noon was actually the rising of the slave master who was over the top. You understand? The cow jumped over the moon, noon, you see, and that was translated into meaning that I hope that your whole family burns in a forest fire. Like, wait a minute, huh? So yeah, that's just my thing, right? Is to say, let's say everything she's saying is absolute fact. Has the word not then been transmuted in the same way the N-word? Because I believe that the quote unquote N-word is historically is one of the most derogatory sort of terms for black folks. But yet it is used on a constant basis within the culture, within the sort of demographic. I know maybe some black folk don't like to use it, but many black folk that I know use the N-word. And they use it because they say, well, it's reformed, it's renewed. So I don't know. I'm guessing the same thing with good morning, because if I got to get rid of good morning, damn it, what am I going to say? I'm just not going to say anything to you. I'm just going to give you one of these. Just a head nod. Sup? Sup, bro? No. See, sup is actually a derivative of what is up. And what is up is actually rooted in systemic racism. You see, when you are, what is a question? And the black man has been questioned of his own humanity since day one, brother. So up. So what is the question, and up is the direction. The black man is questioned whether or not he will rise up. I'm like, damn, nigga. I'm just gonna avoid you at this point. I can't say nothing. I say nothing.
Somebody that was killed. That was their way to make fun of them. Y'all know what mourning mean. All they did was take the U off of it, so nobody would think about what it really originated from. It was really a mockery towards black slaves and them making fun of what they did to their people.
She's like on the loop right now. I'm guilty of this sometimes. Some people's like, okay, you could have said that message like on TikTok. You could have said that message in less than a minute. I say, guess what? You got a problem with your attention span. That's between you and the donkey you wrote in on. But yeah, she's basically just said the same thing over and over. So yeah, that my conclusion is, look, we've transmuted words such as Niger, right? And now that's used as a greeting, as I guess term of endearment, whatever it might be, right? Even sometimes we say good morning, good morning, man. Nah, nobody really says that except for Dave Chappelle in that one skit where the family's last name is literally the N-I, the G, the E, and the R. And they happen to be white folks. Check out that skit. It is hilarious. So let's go through some of these comments. Let's see what's going on. There it is. The stupidest goddamn thing I've heard all day. Huh? Close enough. Those dead eyes, the stupid statements, obviously brain damage by the left dogma. That's true. There's like it's almost that there's an AI energy. Maybe she's nervous. Maybe she's shy. But on the surface, she doesn't look calm and ready to drop bombs. But she keeps on forgetting. Good morning. Slavery was abolished forever ago. Oh, Lord. There's always going to be this. This is an X. Like, this is America. There's always going to be that. Thing is, she's actually right. The term good morning, the etymology, you are essentially telling people good. I mean, yeah. If we want to break it down and, okay, then, yeah. Then everybody's getting that. So to pin it down to slavery is crazy. What is this? Oh, Lord. She's a deranged lunatic. This is the second black woman posting this today. Somebody read to me. That's so true. And again, I've been in situations where maybe I read into something and I started reporting on it before really knowing. That's why now I make sure that if I'm going to go in on something, either it is just a 100% opinion-based thing, or if it's something that is more dense, I want it to unpack a little bit. So there's certain stories like the Austin Metcalf story. I'm letting that unpack, even though I have my own opinions on it. And I've seen things as far as the response and the reaction, which is, whatever is good for thee is not good for me type of energy, where it's, well, if the roles were reversed, it would not be the same type of energy. As a matter of fact, probably wouldn't really be reported in the mainstream media like that. There would be no real retaliation that's taking place. I'm just saying, but I'm not reporting on it completely because I want the footage to come out so I can point to y'all and say, hey, where y'all at? Where y'all at with them GoFundMes for a dude who took somebody else's life? Where y'all at? BLM, where y'all at now? Oh, I guess it's a white dude, so that life doesn't matter. Got you. But anyway, good morning and thank you for tuning in. Or good life, I guess I'll say. I don't wish death upon you at all. I don't. I appreciate you guys for tuning in. Now, if you'd like to stay around, make sure to click that little subscribe button down there, or you can show some love by going to the description below and clicking on the button titled Buy Me a Coffee. Leave a little something there, or click on the Cash App. Leave a little something here. Till the next time, peace.
I fell in love with the sunshine. I fell in love with the light. I fell in love with the full moon. I fell in love with the night. I can see the light again. I can see the light. You can see the life in him illuminate the night. I know the time is taking. A 365, that's a full rotation. I see you looking up, you know them constellations. Constantly gazing like house of praises, you get to praising.